Blog Talk Radio.
I'm your host, Jason Neely. Got Dirt, the dirtiest hour on Amped Up Radio. I got my co-host, Josh Plant, in the studio with me. We're waiting on a call from Brad Neat. He'll be in the studio in just a few seconds. Josh, what all went on this weekend over at Thunder Hill? They had the topless race over there this weekend.
Man, they had their annual topless brawl too, and see, this year they threw a little twist on it. They put a 1,000 win for the two barrels, and all the super late models and the limited late models. They took their roofs off, and I think they had 17 super late models and 14 limited late models come in for the show. And Josh Putnam, he set quick time and pretty much dominated the show. And Daniel Miller was second, and Eric Hickerson was third. And let's see, Jeff Weaver in the limited class, he took the lead from a young kid named Braden Mitchell from Alabama, and he took off and raced his way to the win. And A.J. Ferguson was second, and then there was they had a protest there at the end, and they checked Mr. Weaver's car, and it turned out to be legal, and he got the win for the night. And overall, it's a great night at Thunder Hill, and you know, there's a good crowd there, and the track was excellent, and couldn't ask for a better night of racing. It was a little cold snap for the fall weather, but it was overall it's great.
That's awesome. Putnam won that race last year too.
Yeah, that makes two topless brawls he's won. I mean, he won the other 3,000 event they had there in the spring, and Putnam, that's kind of his home turf there, and he does well whenever he goes up there. You know, he gets around that place pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's not a slouch anywhere he goes, and he can go anywhere in the country and run good. Josh,
he's one of the ones that can get up on that high side, and he has no fear of going on the other end of it. So, I mean, he gets up there high, and he just lets that thing roll. Great.
And maybe we can get him on the show one of these weeks. He'd definitely be a good guest for the show. Looks like Brad just joined us. I'm fixing to plug him on through here.
Okay.
I have Brad Neat on the line with me.
Yes, sir.
Brad, I'm Jason Neely, the host of Got Dirt, and I've got Josh Plant, my co-host, here in the studio with me. How you doing tonight?
How you doing, Brad?
Doing good. Thank you all for having me.
We're glad. We're glad. We're excited to have you on the show. We're definitely glad. I was going to talk a little bit about the World 100. I know you started deep in the field in that race and come out with a third place, and a podium finish. That's awesome. That's awesome right there, man.
I think Brad made every lap they had scheduled on the thing up there.
we sure did. That was a long day for us. We were just we're blessed to get to do what we love to do, and it was just it was a great experience for us. I think, anytime that you have a chance to get more laps around that place, it doesn't do anything but help. So making that many laps isn't always bad.
I heard that. Coming from Dunville, you're from Dunville, Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir.
Coming from there, I mean, how does it feel for to be able to do what you do, as far from a fan's point of view, to be able to race all over the country like you guys do, and Dunville's not a very big town, is it?
No, it's very small. We're pretty centrally located, more so than a lot of other people, I should say. Just a couple of years ago there, we were involved with Bobby Labonte Racing, and they were based out of North Carolina, and that was one of our biggest issues, and ultimately made us decide to move our racing operation back to Dunville, because they were so much farther from most of the racetracks we raced at. So I understand being extremely far away and understand what it's like to be centrally located like we are.
Right. Josh, do you have any questions you want to ask Brad there?
Yeah, Brad, I mean, how many races do you say you would take into a year? Therefore, we've raced less this year than normal, and we've decided to pull our schedule back a little bit, not to be gone as much. Over the past few years here, we've raced somewhere between 75 and 80 times each year, and it takes a toll on you. We're there for a while. Every week we were gone. We were leaving on a Thursday and would get home on a Sunday. So whenever you got home there Monday, you were doing all your Monday through Wednesday, you were doing all your maintenance, and it was just like get it done and get it back in the trailer to leave again. It was getting pretty tough on us. So those guys that race with that Lucas Oil Series and the World of Outlaws as well, they, it's tough. It's tough for those guys. They stay extremely busy, that's for sure. Well, I think you're starting to see that more and more. Some guys are starting to scale back and, trying to do the pick and choose kind of races, and, it helps them put more focus onto their program. Would you say the same?
Absolutely. I have a really good group of guys. They work really well. They do an awesome job. Mark Hopper has been my crew chief for about 6 years now, and he does a great job. But as far as, we were only sure that it would run and everything was right on it. Now we have more time to put into our program as far as how we want to. We have time to sit back and look at everything and think about it before we do it, instead of just making sure we had great spindles on it. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Yes.
So
now, racing is pretty much kind of a family thing there. I mean, your brother Dustin, he's won a few races here as of late.
Yeah, and Dustin, he's always been talented in anything he does, and he is an extremely good race car driver. He has never really put the time and effort as much as we have. He's interested in other things as well, so he doesn't race a lot, but whenever he does, he usually makes the most of it.
Well, Brad, I got a question I'm going to ask you. How did you get started in racing? Did you start racing go-karts, or you jumped straight into a car? Or how did you get started?
I started racing a street stock, and I was 16 years old. Dustin started about 2 years before me. He brought an old car home, and he raced it a couple of years, and then I would go with him and help him, and then I started racing. I always got his hand-me-downs, and it worked out great. We had fun. That was, you'd show up on Thursday night and wash it from the week before, and race on Friday there. So, and then it just, it kept compounding from there. We raced street stocks for a couple of years there, and then we went to what they would call a bomber. A street stock was more of like a Monte Carlo Caprice Classic, mid-'70s model, longer wheelbase. And then we went to what they would call a bomber, which is more like a Camaro style. I know you guys know what I'm talking about there. And
yes.
I raced that a couple of years, and then we went straight into late models. I've actually been racing late models probably 12 years now, I guess, full time.
That's definitely awesome. What kind of advice would you give a young up-and-coming driver? What kind of advice do you give them that's got might have the goals of someday to maybe reach the Lucas Oil Series or World Outlaws? Being that you've been there and had that experience,
Well, the first thing I would tell you is to be sure you have fun, but to take it serious. There's so many people out there now. Something that I have probably not done as much as I should have is I've put racing in front of a lot of things that I shouldn't have. But as racers, that gets in your blood. However, whenever you go to that racetrack, you pay attention. These young racers need to pay attention to everything going on. And whenever they've got an opportunity to watch some of the best in their business, like Jimmy Owens, Scott Bloomquist, Billy Moyer race, pay attention to how those guys race on the racetrack and conduct themselves. You'll notice that you don't see them tearing up a lot of equipment. You see them always keep their nose clean. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to get yourself in positions, put yourself in positions as a young race car driver that isn't going to come out for the good. You're going to put yourself in a lot of situations that's going to end up tearing up your race car. But if you watch those guys, they do not. They've learned over the years. Whenever they were young, they put themselves in the same situations. But if you'll watch those guys keep themselves out of trouble at all times, because to win a race, you've got to finish. So if you'll notice, they're always patient about what they do.
That's definitely some good advice to all young racers out there that are listening. Definitely. You have anything else, Josh?
Yeah, and you're talking about young drivers and all that stuff. You're starting to see more of the young drivers, make the leap from, the mini stocks and things like that into a full-blown late model or a crate late model. Would you say some are moving up too quick, or, like you said, some of them, in my own personal opinion, I think they should, take in a little bit more, get a little bit more experience versus, like on a local level. You're not seeing it on a national level as much as like the Raider kid and those. How would you tell the parents or the kids, maybe another year experience of racing your street stock and, maybe interning with, another late model guy?
Well, there's two ways you can look at that. Yes, absolutely, I understand what you're saying. But at the same time, or at least the street stocks that we drove, whenever you actually get into a late model, that's what it is. It's a race car. A Caprice Classic was a family car.
Right.
So they're not made to be a race car. Now, don't get me wrong, you can put steering quickeners on them and stuff like that. But for the most part, they're not made to run like we run them. Whenever you get into, I think the crate late model class is an excellent class. However, I think that if you will, these young people will position themselves around people. It's very important, and something that I never did, but I would always suggest to young people is to put themselves around people that know what is going on. For instance, I'm going to use Ronnie Stuckey, which he's probably around your all's area down there. Ronnie Stuckey is a very intelligent individual, and if you put those kind of people, if you involve yourself with those kind of people and get them in your racing program earlier, you're going to be so much better. You're going to start winning races earlier. You're going to start running up front quicker, and then that is just going to help these young racers to advance to the next level so much quicker. Something that I never done is put myself in that position. We always tried to do it ourselves, which is not always bad, but it seems like it just always took me an extra amount of time to get and more competitive, I guess, until just the last few years here. I talked to Ronnie Stuckey quite a bit. I talked to Kirk Loudy quite a bit, and those people have been around racing for a long time. We are really good friends with Earl Pearson. We're good friends with Jimmy Owens. I mean, the more people like that you can involve yourself with, it's just going to help you in the long run. But you always need to be sure you pay attention to those people, and you don't just write it off as bad information, because those people have a lot of good things to say if you want to listen.
Yeah, those people you mentioned, they wouldn't be where they're at in their career if they didn't know what they was talking about, right?
That's exactly right. So, but back to your question about, yes, I'm a firm believer that these younger kids need experience. But at the same time, if they get in, that crate class was designed for exactly that. So you're not always now, by them putting a lot of big money paying races in that crate class, you're going to get a lot of good drivers that are going to have crate cars for that. But at the same time, that crate class was designed for a beginning class for a less expensive way to race. And I think that it would be really good for these young drivers to be able to do that quicker, because, like I said, whenever an actual dirt late model or a modified, open wheel modified, they're actually, where they're built to be race cars, they handle the way they're supposed to. And these big old heavy road cars don't always do that. So I guess it can go both ways with that.
Right. Well, we don't know what your schedule holds for you as far as the rest of the year, but I know we're based out of Middle Tennessee here, just outside of Nashville. November 16th and 17th, we have a big race at Duck River Motorsports Raceway Park.
Yes.
10,000 to win.
Mm-hmm.
We'd love to have you down here if you can fit it in your schedule.
Okay.
Well, it's Brad. It's it's the same Duck River Speedway. I mean, I think you won a race back there in 2009. I mean, it's a pretty thrilling race. Whenever Lucas Oil came, and it's under new ownership and stuff right now, and with Bob Harris, and he's done some good things around there, and he's putting on a big race November 16th and 17th, and we'd love to see you come down and try to get your shot at the 10,000.
Oh, absolutely, and that I've always liked that racetrack. Actually, my brother's raced there quite a bit. He loves it. That might be his favorite.
Yeah.
But
I think it was last year whenever I was helping with the Tennessee Super Series, he came down and raced with us, and I think he did pretty good. I think he finished third or fourth down there, and when he always comes down, he always runs very well down there. Right. But that won't be a bad idea. I don't know exactly what we're going to be doing then, if we will have already quit for the year. But if we haven't, we'll sure probably be there.
Right. We had a guest on a couple of weeks ago, Mike Marler.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know Mike. Mike, he said that's his favorite track in Tennessee. So
I guarantee it. Mike, he's a good friend of mine. We actually grew up racing together. We raced the bomber class, or what you might call the super stock or whatever. Now we raced that together. So we've raced together for probably 15 years.
Right. What are your plans for next year? You already got plans for next year, or?
I do not. I mean, it's probably going to be more like the same of what we did this year. As far as me running a national tour series anymore, I don't think that is that's in my plan for sure. It's I actually have a job as well, so running around all over the country, it was cutting into my work time and my family time. You know, my wife and I just had a child there. He'll be 11 months old next week, but
congratulations.
You know, I wouldn't miss anything like that for the world anymore. So right now we're staying gone, you know, as much as I want to for sure. So I'll probably just do more of the same and try to pick and choose these races where I feel like that we can be, you know, all guns blazing whenever we show up. And that's I think that's extremely important, especially to our program, because if you have these things right, you have so much better chance of running up front at least.
Right. Well, Brad, it's been a pleasure having you on our show. Do you have any sponsors or anybody you want to thank before we let you go here?
Oh, absolutely. You know, we can't thank Red Buck Cigars enough. They've been a great sponsor for us for over 4 years now, and they've been truly great for our program, and we couldn't do it without them. Masters Built Race Cars, Cornet Racing Engines, Sunoco Race Fuels, Hoosier Tires, and the list goes on and on. I mean, Hypercoils. There's so many people that have been involved with their sport that mean so much to us, and you know, we feel like that the products we use are the best products on the market, and we've had extremely good luck with them.
What about crew members? You want to thank any of your crew members while you got the chance here?
Yeah, like I was telling you a while ago, Mark Hopper, he's been my crew chief for years, and he takes care of everything. You know, since we've decided to pull our schedule back here, he takes care of everything. I mean, I really don't spend a lot of time around the shop anymore, so I couldn't do it without him. And Patrick Lawhorn, just a crew member that's come on this year. He's a hard worker, does a great job. And there's another boy right here that lives in town that's been a friend of mine for years, Ryan Durham. He goes with us quite a bit and helps us out a lot as well. So, I mean, those guys, you know, you really don't realize what they mean to you until you miss one of them for a weekend. If one of them's gone for a weekend or whatever, it makes it tough. So can't thank those guys enough.
Well, Brad, it's definitely been a pleasure. Josh, you got anything else to say to Brad? Huh?
Yeah, Brad, we thank you for coming on the show and appreciate it, man. Anytime you want to come back on and talk again, we'll sure be glad to have you. And good luck on your next race and the rest of the year, buddy.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys, and we appreciate what you do for the sport.
Hey, thank you. We're glad to have you back anytime, man.
All right.
Fans, that was Brad Neat. Josh, that was a good guess there, bud.
Yeah, old Brad, he's a good man. He's a hard racer too, you know. But like you said, he scaled back, and I think it's, you know, kind of helped him out a lot. And he's always been on the forefront, and he's always running up front too. You know, you never can count him out.
Definitely a hard charger. I think he started 23rd at the World 100 and then finished third. My goodness, man, that's running hard nose, you know.
Yeah, sometimes whenever they get back there and and starting the back like that, you kind of overlook them. And then about I think around lap 60, I was sitting there and I thought, well, there's that Kentucky boy. He's coming up to the front, and it's, as the end got closer, I said, man, he might have a shot at this. And I thought, I think I've seen him race more up there all year than I have all year. Excuse me. But yeah, he definitely raced his way into the World 100.
We just got a call-in guest. Hold on. What's your name and where you from, caller? Caller, you're on live. What's your name and where you from?
Jason, this is Corey. Posey, how's it going?
Oh, what's up, Corey?
Not much.
I didn't recognize the number. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's fine. I'm a little early. I get by. It's probably the first time I'm early for anything. I'm usually one of the last ones there. So.
Well, fans, we got Corey Posey on the line with us. He's a late model driver from right here in Middle Tennessee. He runs over at Winchester quite a bit and Duck River Raceway Park and a few other spots spots here in Tennessee, and I think a little bit of Alabama as well. How you doing tonight, Corey?
Pretty good. How about y'all?
We're doing good.
Pretty good, man.
That's great.
Well, Fans Corey won Winterfest at Winchester Speedway this year, and he's won a few other races. He said he's had a few struggles along the way this year, but overall, it's got considered a successful season. Just number of wins and whatnot, and good finishes. But one thing we want to talk to Corey about on here tonight was a young man by the name of A.J. Warren. The young man's got leukemia, and tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, we was at Winchester. I guess it's been about 4 or 5 weeks ago now, Jason, and we was fixing to qualify, and one of the track workers come down and said that they had a little boy that had been diagnosed with leukemia, and he wanted to meet me. So, anytime that a kid, you can, make them think more of racing and stuff, they're kind of the future of the sport, the way I look at it. And I told him, instead of just meet me, I thought it would be a good thing to, after the race, we took some time there, and Jimmy Nyland at Winchester gave me permission to actually ride him on my car. And we done that, and the week after, Jimmy at Winchester, he was gracious enough to let AJ and his family in the pits, and, it kind of opened my eyes. He's, I think, 11, and my oldest girl's 11, and my youngest one's 8. And, that right there goes to show you that, every day's a gift, and you need to make all of it you can. And he, the last I talked to his mother on the computer, and he's supposed to go for a test that they wouldn't do at Vanderbilt or a local hospital this Tuesday, the 25th, and to see, I think it's a little farther along than they thought, but maybe everything will go good from the test. So, that it was great to meet him, and you think sometimes, everybody gets caught up in the every Saturday thing of racing and working on the car, and that kind of just showed me that, there's more important things in life than these race cars, and it really opened my eyes to what could happen just any time.
Yeah, it really affected me when I heard the story too. And a lot of the fans out there know that I've got Parkinson's disease, and I have my own foundation, the Jason and Neely Foundation, Race to Cure Parkinson's, and it affected me so much too, because I got an 11-year-old nephew. That's my oldest nephew, 11 years old as well, and it really affected me too and touched my heart. So what I'm doing too as well to try to help, I'm going to donate from now till January 1st. 50% of any donations I receive will go to Vanderbilt Children's Hospital in AJ's name. So
okay. I'm sure they. Anything. I know it's. The doctors are trying to figure this stuff out, and you see people taking, donations for this and donations for that, and I've been guilty for it. You see somebody taking it and you don't think, but all of this has really opened my eyes. I used to think that, if I didn't go to the races, they wouldn't go race. And after that night, meeting him and stuff, I've kind of changed the way I looked at it. With the stuff I do, with my own kids now, I love racing as much as I ever did, but, I really, it really bothered me, to just, get feeling bad. And, he went to the doctor, and now it's this, and I can't imagine what, his mother and father and family are all going through. But, the night he come in the pits, there was, my youngest girl races quarter midgets, and there was some kids from the quarter midget track there, and I'm all caught up in the racing, and it meant a lot to him to be in the pits, but to see, there was 4 kids there at the dirt track, and you turn around, and they got the broom out of the trailer and a water bottle playing baseball. And everybody there working on the car, I mean, we just kind of stopped and watched them. You know, here everybody is worried about racing, and, you know, you got a kid diagnosed with leukemia as AJ, and they didn't have a care in the world. I mean, they was playing baseball.
Yeah,
you know?
and when you rode him around that track on that car, man, I seen the pictures of it, man. His face was lit up, man. You know, I think $1 million couldn't even pay for that picture. You know,
no, and I mean, that's, you know, we had a good year, and we got into a deal the week before, which, I mean, I'm sure, you know, a lot of people heard about it, a lot of people hadn't. We was, you know, running a spec motor, and we run it Winchester mostly, and our engine builder, you know, it was built one way by Winchester's rules. I mean, we got in a deal on the motor, and that was the first week back. I mean, we got through out, and, you know, one side of it looked at the rules one way, and one side of it looked at them the other. And, you know, we was, you know, and it was still, you know how racing is. Everybody was still tore up about that. And, you know, all that, when that guy come up to me and told me, you know, there's an 11-year-old that's been diagnosed with leukemia, and he wants to meet you. I mean, I'm nobody. I'm just somebody that got lucky enough to be able to do what they love. And everybody forgot about all that. And, I mean, we run second that night behind Tim Boucher. And, I mean, when we went back up there, it was to show, you know, look, we're still coming, we're still going. And, I mean, I was there to win, but that night right there, I'd say you could ask anybody in our whole racing deal, that night was better than any win I've had in a while. To be able to take, you know, I was the first loser, but at the end of that night, I mean, I'd have gave the trophy and the money and anything to be able to do what I'd done for AJ.
Yeah, well, we pray that nothing happens to him. We pray that he does get better, but you never know with leukemia like that. It's definitely pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
No, at least you can know you're a hero to somebody out there. You know.
Well,
somebody other than your own kids, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of kids look up their own family, you know. But you know, you touch a total stranger's life that night.
Oh yeah, I mean that meant a lot to me, and you know, everybody that, you know, you look at, you know, we do this for fun, and that right there go to show you. I mean, you have a bad night at the races, and I mean, it's a bad night at the races. You go the next Saturday and hope you have a better night. And, you know, that to be going through what he's going through, it don't compare to nothing. That, I mean, when we have a bad night, I mean, if he could have the fun he had at the races those 2 weeks, I mean, you just got to look at every day. I mean, live life for what it's worth. I mean, the day's yours, and the next day you don't know what's going to happen. So.
Right. Well, Josh, you got any questions for Corey?
No, it's just a stand-up deal. I mean, let's all kind of rally around little AJ and, you know, lift him up in our prayers and things like that. Like Corey said, there's more to life than just, you know, racing and the other things we do day in and day out. And, you know, sometimes, you know, life throws people curveballs. And, you know, if one little memento like riding little AJ around in the car at the racetrack, you know, that will be with him to, you know, for the rest of his life, you know. And, you know, with the way things are going and the treatments and things, I pray and for little AJ and his family, and that everything comes out clean, and he'll continue to go to the racetrack and support Corey and the rest of the racers and things. So, you know, it's just great that, you know, that Corey was able to do that. And just like you said, the small things in life are go overlooked. And just like you said, they was all sitting at the races one night, and they just picked up a broom handle and started playing baseball. And as adults, we get wrapped up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and we're those kids that they have not a worry in the world. And then on top of that, you know, there was AJ with this diagnosis, and he didn't care. He was wanting to play baseball with the rest of the kids.
Yep. I mean, it really, I couldn't do it with the help unless I had the help that I got. I mean, after that happened, I got 2 kids myself, and both of them do stuff all the time. And, I hadn't been at the racetrack, since the 1st of September. My littlest one, has been playing softball, and my oldest one's, she's got dance and stuff she does. And, I couldn't do it. My car owner, you couldn't ask for a better person. I told him, after that happened, I told him, I said, Kelsey's got ball games all September, and I'm not going to be able to race. And it's not, all this stuff that I have is somebody else's. And and he didn't care, he said, fine. And, without him backing me the way he does, I couldn't have done none of it because, he's the one that put me in that car to make somebody's night. And, he really, I think he knows how much I appreciate him, but, without him, I couldn't do any of it. So
is that J.W. Poole? Was that who that is?
That's, yeah, this will be the 10th year, starting the 10th year, was this year that I drove his car. And, racing, you meet all kind of people, but in racing, the best thing that has ever happened to me is J.W. Me and him, I don't know that we've ever had a crossword over a race car. And, every bit of it's his, but, it's here, and I hadn't raced without him but 2 times in the 9-10 years I've been driving for him. And he had a little deal with prostate cancer, and we were running the Big 12 points that Winchester and Duck River was having. And we were second in them, and that's the only time in 10 years that our car has been to the track without both of us there. And, it means a lot for what he's done for me, because without him, I wouldn't be able to drive down the front straightaway and wave at the kids and stuff at Winchester. So, I really got to thank him. He's the one that makes everything I do with a race car possible.
I need to give him thanks too, because he does allow you to have my logo real big on his race car, my Race Secure Parkinson's logo. You guys have one of the biggest logos of any of them out there, right on the front end of that car, and that's taken away from other sponsors he could have on that car. But he donates that spot to me, and I appreciate him too. I can't honestly say I've ever met him. I may have. I don't know. I don't know if I have or not. But
yeah.
Next time I'm at the track, please introduce me to him, because I'd sure like to. Thank him and shake his hand, man.
Okay. He's a one of a kind. I know racing, it costs a lot of money. And, I was actually going to try to call in before, I had a couple questions, that I was going to ask Brad. Because I know, they really raced, and I thought that's what we wanted to do. But, we run the SRS deal there 1 year, and it really opened my eyes to how much money it takes to run up and down the road. And, and I just don't see how people do it. Without JW and the help of the people, Gallon's Car Care on our car. Gallon's Car Care has been on JW's car for a long time. It's a little gas station mechanic shop here in Fayetteville. And it was on my car before I started driving JW's car, and it's been on there ever since. And without him and JW, I couldn't do it. And, I really got to thank them. And they're spending a lot of money for me to do what I love. And, I really appreciate it.
Right. We kind of hit on some of that with Brad, me and Josh did. And Brad's running a limited schedule. And he said, it just costs so much money to get out there and run a national tour like Lucas or World Outlaws that he's going to stay more. He's staying more regional. Now that he's away from he don't race for Bobby Labonte Racing anymore, so he's going to run more of a local, not necessarily local, but more of a regional schedule.
Yeah, I mean, the way the economy and all's been, I mean, I'd say you're going to see, more and more people doing that. I mean, it's like I mean, we had a big time when we run all the SRS stuff. But now, I mean, you've got people, Bob Harris at Duck River Raceway Park. I mean, it rained out the race we went to over there, and, I mean, we hadn't got to go. But, I mean, I got to give it to him. I mean, it looked like a different place. And, I mean, I saw a bunch of people try to have a race, and, I mean, we joked about it in the trailer. Why don't we just, call it and go home? I mean, I've never seen anybody say, we're going to race and be as determined to race as he was the night it rained, the 3,000 to win race out. Because, I mean, it was water in the concession, running everywhere. And, he's thinking it's going to quit. And, I mean, that's what it's going to take. I mean, but, we can stay here now with him, the races he's having. I mean, you can race here, and for what he's paying, and, Jimmy at Winchester's having a couple 3,000 win races. I mean, you ain't really got to go far from home, and you got, Wayne at Thunder Hill. I mean, he just had a 3,000 win race. So, I mean, I think the tracks are trying to put the money up to get the cars. But, I mean, I would like to see if all of them could work together. The best thing that I've seen, in my opinion, and I mean, you and Josh, might have some input on this, but when Winchester and Duck River, the 2 years they run the Big 6 or the Big 12 deal, that was the best thing that ever happened for local racing, because we run second in a 12-race series between two tracks, and we got over $2,000 for points money.
Yeah, that's kind of what the basis of the Super Series last year was doing, and it turned out pretty good. I just wished it would kind of went on over into this season between the three tracks. But like you said, I think the best alternative is if the tracks could work together and so forth, and kind of schedule like a little series and stuff, something like that. I mean, not only that, what was the Tennessee Steelhead Series a few years back.
Yeah, that's the Big 6. I mean, I think that's what it was, between, it was 12 races between Winchester and Duck River.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, like I said, we run second, and it was over $2,000 in points money, all right? We run the SRS stuff, and nothing against it. We had a great time. We run third in it. We didn't get as much points money for third for a 20-something race schedule that you drove, all these different places as we did for them 12 races. And, I mean, I know everybody wants to make the money, but, if you look on a regular Saturday night, you've got, Winchester might have 12, 14 cars, Duck, 12, 14 cars, and Thunder Hill, I mean, I think they have 10 or 12 on a regular night. Well, I mean, if they could get together and run a series, I mean, we're talking about giving late miles up, 3 times a year. Or if it would work, if they could all get together and instead of Winchester having a points champion and Duck River and Thunder Hill, I mean, would it work if they got together and said, all right, we're going to run this track, and this track. We're going to keep up with points. We're going to pay points, and we're going to have a points champion right here. And, I mean, I think everybody would win because you're splitting the cars now so much that, everybody's suffering, I think.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we're fortunate enough to have, 3 area tracks within 90 to 100 miles, to where they run the same, basically the same type rules and so forth.
Yeah.
And it would work I mean, I think it myself would work great because my involvement with the free tracks, and it works out great to where it would benefit not only the drivers, but it would benefit the fans because they're seeing more cars, they're seeing more racing, and more of a caliber of a race. I mean, and you're getting three different styles of race. I mean, Winchester's kind of a little flatter track to so forth, and then of course Duck River's got the wall and all the way around, and then Southern Hill's got the high banks, and it would, in my opinion, I think it would be a home run.
Yeah, guys, we got a caller just called in. We got a special guest caller for Corey. AJ, are you on the line?
Huh?
Do you have anything you want to say to Corey, AJ?
He's the best.
He's the best.
I sure appreciate it, AJ. I mean, it's great meeting y'all and getting to spend the time with y'all we have.
Thank you for everything he's done.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you, AJ.
Thank you for everything he's done.
He said thank you for everything he's done.
Yeah, and I've told AJ and his mama if tomorrow he's got to go for the test, Tuesday I was telling y'all about, and I know that kind of scares kids, and I've got a helmet I'm gonna take to him, and like I told them, I mean, he's in a battle, whichever way you want to look at it. And like I told them, I'm going to give him one of my helmets. And I told them the only, he's got to give it back to me when he beats this and it's over. And I'll start wearing it again. I mean, I think to be able to take something like, going to something like this, I mean, maybe that will, help him feel a little better about stuff. So he should get that. I mean, my plans are to get it to him tomorrow when I get off work. So,
well, AJ, we thank you for coming on. We're definitely praying for you here. All of us we got you in our prayers, and we thank you for coming on, buddy.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you later. We hope you get to feeling better, bud.
Okay, thank you.
See you, AJ.
See you, AJ.
See ya.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Man, bless that little boy's heart, man.
Yeah. If he just doesn't need to be scared. I mean, if he can go into this thing looking at like Corey does a race, and it's just another race, and if he can just strap his helmet on that Corey's gonna give him, and hard charge it and race it to the end, he will come out victorious over this leukemia, and I believe in my heart he will. And with everybody jumping on board with the prayers and the thoughts, and doing what they can to lift this little guy up, I believe that he's going to overcome this.
I do too.
Yeah.
I believe. Well,
I mean,
Corey,
that's all we can do is pray for him. I mean, and I appreciate Jason. You could have had anybody on, I'm sure. I mean, here I am, Father Brad Meade. I mean, if you look at in the racing world, I'm just another local racer compared to him, and I mean, I really appreciate you letting me do this.
Well, Corey, we that's one reason we do this show is we believe in you guys too as well. Our local guys here in Middle Tennessee, we think you guys we think you guys can race with anybody in the country. So it's not necessarily that we're trying to have big names on here. I mean, you are a big name in our area as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I appreciate it.
But what are your plans for next week? Are you racing next week? Are you off? Or
my little girl has got a ball game where I'm supposed to find. It's a 2-day game, and if it's Saturday and Sunday, I'll be at Duck River Friday night. But if it's Friday and Saturday, I mean, I'm the way, I mean, everything's been, I won't be racing. I mean, if if her game's Friday and Saturday, I'm going to miss both them races. And, I hate to, especially, they said Saturday night the racetrack was real slick at Winchester, and that's kind of, my cup of tea is when it gets slick. But, it's like, your eyes kind of been open. We got plenty of time to race, so.
Right. Well, Corey, before we get off here, 'cause we're coming down to the end of the show, do you have any, you want to thank all your sponsors and crew members? Or, anybody help
yeah,
with all this?
I'd like to thank with J.W. Pool, and it's J&W Insulation. If anybody needs any insulation done, it's starting to get cold out here, give him a call. It's 256-426-3702. Gallons Car Care here, in Fayetteville, Tennessee. If anybody's through, stop in and get some gas and tell him you saw his name on my car. Which the Rolling Home Show with Bill Malone is a local radio show in the afternoons here on YTM. And Scott's Old Body here in Fayetteville, he helps us out too. And Ray Heiss Racing Engine, he does all of our motors. And Jeff Therese at American Racer, he's put me on the tires that we won on, which I must say passed the chemical test when they were sent off. And you, Jason, for making, doing what you're doing and fighting the fight you can fight. Anytime we can do something with our car like we've been able to do with you, we'll do it anytime.
Well, it's definitely appreciated.
I need to thank, my wife and kids. When me and her got engaged, she'd sleep. I was driving for Bill Wayne Jones, and I'd get home from the races, and she'd sleep on the front seat of the truck while I was still cleaning the car up and stuff. And she's been here through everything, so I got to thank, my family for standing behind me for me to do this. So
I heard that. Corey, it's been a pleasure. Josh, you want to thank Corey for being on the show with us tonight?
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Corey. And, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And anytime you want to come back, you're more than welcome. And just look forward to you seeing you at the track. Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all.
So.
We'll keep everybody posted. You can probably check, my Facebook page. His mom kind of keeps us updated on there and keeps Jason updated. So, if everybody keeps him and, Jason in your prayers for the fight they're doing, and like you said, all they can do is, keep going forward, and that's how you come out on top. So.
That's all we can do.
Yeah, that's it.
Look to the man upstairs and hope that he sees fit to, all he's got to do is give you one touch, and that's all it takes. He's got the hand in it. But we thank you, Corey, for being on here.
All right, y'all.
Let's see his track.
Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
You too, Corey. Thank you, man.
Thank y'all. Peace.
Josh?
Man, that was a good interview.
Sure was.
Corey, he's a stand-up guy. And,
he's an awesome individual in my book, definitely.
Yeah.
We got a few announcements to make. Josh, tell us what's going on at Duck River and Winchester this week.
Big weekend in Middle Tennessee this weekend. Let's see, starting Friday, as far as racing, we got Duck River Raceway Park in Wheel, Tennessee. They have they picked up another Southern Regional Racing Series date. It'll be a 3,000 to win, a super late 40-lap super late model event, and they're paying 1,000 to win in the 2-barrel. That'll be 25 laps, and then they're also paying 800 to win for the open wheels. And let's see, and then the Pure Stock ponies and Pure Stock will be racing on Friday night, starting at, the drivers' meet's at 7:15, and racing will start immediately after that. And then on Saturday for sure, is the makeup race for the Rebel 40 at Winchester Speedway. It's a 3,000 to win super late model event. It's originally scheduled for September 1st on Labor Day weekend, but there's threatening rain showers and things in the area, and Jimmy Nowell wants to ensure the race fans and things like that got a great show there. So he had to cancel it but this Saturday. But will be the makeup race for the Rebel 40, 3,000 win. I mean, it's a big weekend as far as if race fans and if you haven't been to the racetrack in a while, it'd be a good weekend to get out. It's kind of a 2-day show, or not. It's a 2 days of great racing, and it's kind of coming to a close to the end of the season. So if you're going to get your racing in for the year, this might be the weekend to do it here in the Middle Tennessee area.
Yeah, we also want to say congratulations to Jimmy Owens. He won Brown County, Indiana this weekend.
That's my buddy Jimmy. I guess he did pretty good. He's been in a slump here lately. He didn't even make the World 100 or anything like that, but he come out on top up there. I think he led it flag to flag.
Yeah, he qualified on the pole and led it flag to flag and won the big $20,000 payday up there. So that's awesome. Yeah. Bring that money home back to Tennessee,
I have to send him a message, congratulate him when he gets home. So, but that's great. And see Josh, like I said, Josh Putnam won the topless brawl here at Thunder Hill. And let's see.
I want to say also, while we got a little bit of time, we got about 4 minutes left. Billy Ogles Jr. has been on a tear over in East Tennessee. He in the SAS Southern All Stars, he's won 3 in a row. And then in a super late model, he's won five for five in the last 5 races. He's hot right now.
Oh, I know it. I think didn't he win the Lucas the Lucas race or World Outlaws race up there?
Yeah, it was the Lucas race up there at the Bulls Gap.
Yeah, I mean
that's
beat itself.
Man, that's doing something. Isn't it?
You know how it is. Racing's racing. Whenever if you get on a good hot streak, you better stay on your game.
Also coming up, fans, I know it's not around here, but it's a Lucas Oil event. The Knoxville Nationals are coming up. Some of the drivers we've had on the show will be out there at the Knoxville Nationals. And that's the 27th, 28th, 29th. On the 27th, it pays $7,000 that night. 28th pays $7,000, and then they come back to the big night, the big finale on the 29th for $40,000 to win that night, Josh.
Yeah, I mean that's another or two. Now I got something I'd like to mention. For all the race car drivers and owners and things like that coming up. If you've never been to the IMA show, which is the International Motorsports Industry Show, in December 6th to the 8th, that's a thing to get up there and talk to some vendors and some things, people that in the industry as far as, anything from motors, rear ends, tools, anything. That's a big convention that fans and drivers can go to. You just have to go and register for it.
We could use some sponsors for this show from there too. That'd be nice for we could use a few sponsors to jump on board with us, we keep this thing going.
That's right. I don't know how many listeners we get week in and week out. Jason has all that information, but we do appreciate everybody listening in, and we just try to bring an informative thing for people to listen to and listen to some of the drivers that come on and guests that, you would normally not get to listen or talk to. And, it's just trying to bring it to your computers and, just one of the things that we're fortunate enough to do and get behind the scenes and, talk with them and things like that. And they come on and, kind of tell you about their history and what they've got going on in their lives. And, and like Corey's story, most of the time we all get wrapped up in the hustle bustle of racing. Sometimes there's a little bit more to life than racing, so.
Right. Definitely is that. And I want to make mention too before we leave tonight. November 16th, 17th. Don't forget, November 16th and 17th, Duck River Raceway Park, 10,000 to win super late models. November 16th, 17th. Go to www.duckriverracewaypark.com for more information on that, or they're on Facebook as well. Josh, it's been a good one.
It's been a great one, man. I like it. We've had some great guests, and this is probably the best one we've done so far. And like I said, I appreciate all the listeners, and man, it's getting better.
And don't forget next week, folks, to tune in again to Got Dirt, the dirtiest hour on Amped Up Radio. We have Carnell Parker. He's leading the points over at Clarksville, Tennessee Speedway in the UMP Super Late Models. And also we have the World 100 winner, Brian Burkhoff, going to be on the show with us next weekend.
That's going to be a good one.
All right. That's going to end it for us. We're out of here, folks. We'll see you next week.
All right. Everybody have a great week, and we'll tune in next week.
We're gone.